Alright, so this is the Golf 5 eClub. Everything looks really nice. There's your golf cart. This is where it all gets set up. Alright, so when you first start here, you have a couple options. You can choose some golf courses, hit the driving range, or the putting green, play miniature golf. We can invite some friends and stuff over here. So let's go first. Let's check out the putting green. So one thing to notice is as soon as the game loads, there's no need to create an avatar or anything else. This is pretty much straightforward. So at the putting green, you got a couple options here. We have single player mode and multiplayer mode. And in multiplayer, you get to choose your clubhouse, or you can play with friends and so forth and other different folks. So we're going to do a single player mode. And for the putting green, we're actually just going to go practice. So we'll select on practice. You can choose your training mode. This is, you can be 3 feet from the pin, 6 feet or 12 feet from the pin, and you have different green speeds. Now, if we choose the 3 feet, one of these different options, you're kind of set in space, where the other one, you can move around the putting green. So let me just show you an example. We'll choose 6 feet from the putting green. And as this loads up here we are on the putting green. So as we look around, nice little views here, we actually see there is pin number 1. There aren't any other putting green things here for us to look at. First thing you see is right in front of you is this big massive screen, and this is kind of a visual of where your ball is going to be in the different actions. Up at the top, of course, is your name, gives you a handicap as you go, setting the ball, and then you have your kit here, your bag. And in this case, all we have is a putter. I'll show you when we get to the driving range on how we can choose different clubs. So now when we look down, you kind of see a little spot here for the ball, and there's the pin. So if we squeeze the trigger, it will actually place the ball down. And then if you look up, we can see ourselves moving around with the club. So then if we look at the ball, if we squeeze the middle finger trigger, it tells you the angle in which the ball is going to go. So then if we go ahead and slide back and hit it, and there we go, it pulls the pin up for us. As you see, we missed. But if we squeeze the index finger trigger again, we can place the ball again, and we can then tap it and then have it go in. Oh, we missed it actually. So try it one more time here. And then if you want to just redo it, just squeeze the trigger again. You can do it as many times as you want. Make it go in. And as you can see, I am going to have to practice on this game some. Now then, as we look down, of course, if you click on there, you can look at different options. If you click the settings, then this kind of tells you how you can adjust the music, the angle, the color, and some other different things like that. You'll see also the tips and everything are up here on the top. So press the side button to check the brake and the direction. You can say don't show it again. So if we hit the back arrow over here, this will take us back to the menu. So yes, let's go back to the menu. And so, like I had said, those are 3, 6, and 12 are set. If we click on free move around the green, well, actually I didn't show you, but you can look at how many holes that you want to have on the green that you want to practice with. So now as we look around, we see there's various other flags there ready to go. So even though it says I could place the ball here, and if I want, I could then hit the ball down to any of these other different places. I can actually set the ball just about anywhere I want and then hit it anywhere I want. Now, if I wanted to move to a different spot on the green, you just take your little controller and with the thumb pointing where you want to be, then squeeze the trigger, and then that's where you'll be. Now, the same thing is when we go and we look at, look at that curve. So here again, so if I do the index finger, you kind of can see where all of the brakes are on this particular practice green. So that's good to know. And so then, try that again. That's not enough. There we go. Oh, we missed it. Bummer. All right. So, and of course, then again, if you want to do a long shot, then you can just line it up. The physics and the mechanics of this are pretty impressive. So this is truly a golfer's game. And it's not going to break as we thought it would. And we missed it. No worries. So now if we go back, click up here to the screen. If we go back to the menu, on this particular piece, easy, normal, hard, you can choose how many flags you want to have up on there that you want to go through and work with. So that's the practice mode for putting. Now, if we go back and we go back even further, let's take a look at the driving range. So again, click on driving range. You can play with your friends in the driving range or yourself. So if we go back to practice, now here in the driving range, a couple things to look at. Here, like we said before, squeeze this trigger to set the ball. You have a choice of your drivers and your woods, your choice of your irons, and then also your choice of your pitching wedge. And then now, if we look around, you're kind of like just any old kind of golf course. There's your golf cart. There's your bag. Right now we're looking at woods. And then here is the actual practice green, or the fairway and everything else for the driving range. So again, we can place our ball down right here. Take a look at where we want to go. Pull it back, and then let it go. Now as we watch it there, we can also watch it up here on this screen. And it tells us where our ball is going and how it all looks. So that's kind of cool. And then of course you can also hook and slice the ball in any which way. And of course if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can just click it again, place the ball. Now then, if we were going to choose to something like a 7-iron, put the ball there, and then we can just hit this like a regular iron. And of course I got way underneath that one. Not very good. So place the ball again. So we can also hit the top of the ball, and we can also cause it to do some sort of different turns and everything else with that. So like, good example, if we go to our pitching wedge, you have a lob wedge and a sand wedge. So if we look at the pitching wedge, put the ball here. If I hit straight down at it, I can pop it way up high, right? And of course, that's nowhere near where I want it to go on the green, but it's the right direction. Or I can also then go under it like this to get a little bit more loft onto it. And that way I can also cause it to have more of a backspin. I can also then open up the club a little bit more on the stance and have it have a little bit different kind of spin on how we want it to go through on some of these other different pieces. So this is the driving range and different clubs and everything else you can choose. Now then, the last thing I wanted to show you is if we go back, we can actually go visit a golf course. And so we'll just do it as practice. And on the practice, you can choose any of the different holes you want to play and as you go through them. So let's just go ahead and pick one that's kind of easy. So let's just go to the first hole. It's a par 4. And as you can see, the pin is all the way down that way. If you want, you can do a drone view, where then you can actually, get a bird's eye view and fly over and see where the pin is placed. Kind of does a whole little traction thing kind of here, so you can kind of see where we're going. So this optimum is to hug it on the left. And we can kind of see it's 417 yards to the hole. Here's the green layout. We can also do a flyover, traditional, which you see in some of the different games, where it will just actually fly up and into the green as well. So then now we can go back out of that. We're back in this mode. So now, because we know it's 400 and something yards to the pin, obviously we want to pull out our driver. And then we can put the ball down. And of course we want to kind of hug it to the left. So then, look at that shot. Right down the middle. Which is fine. Now, if we didn't like this shot, we can always squeeze the trigger and drop the ball down here again. Or, I do believe we can then go press the trigger to here, click here to start your shot. So then, let's see if we click up there. Does it take us? Yes. Clicking up there took us right to where our ball is. There's the green. Otherwise, you're going to be re-hitting this shot. Now, this tells us we are 134 to the pin. And then again, if we wanted to, we can take a look at the drone view to see how close we are to the actual pin. And in this particular case, there's our little mark. It says, roughly 134 yards. All right. So then we probably want to, because I hit these kind of bad, 134, now we'll go with an 8 iron. So then we can kind of get lined up to where we want to go. And we probably didn't do very good on that one. Nope. So we may say, you know what? I'm going to try that shot again. And this time I'm going to use maybe a 5 iron. We'll just do it kind of light. So let's set it back right there. Work on a swing. Let that puppy go. And as you can see, a little too strong. So we'll say, let's try this shot again. This is practice, so we can do all we want. Let's go to a 6 iron. And we'll chop this one. So, and see where it can land. Not too bad. So we'll go ahead and take that one. So we'll click up there. Now we definitely want to go to a pitching wedge. There's the hole. And it looks like things are going to try to come back towards us a little bit. So we'll take this, pop it up, and we can see where it is on there, back side of the pin. You know what? I bet we could do better. No, we were way off that time. Wow, look at that thing roll. Tell you what, we're going to need to get more backspin on it. So, there we go. A little bit of spin on that one. And we'll take that. And now we can putt. And this is always the fun thing. So if you squeeze the trigger, you can kind of get your little line kind of set up. And we didn't quite make it. Oh, look, it tells me, hey, you did too much of your wrist. So that's fine. And then we're in. All right. So, and again, if you want to play the hole again, or you can choose down here to choose a different hole. If you want to go to a different hole. So this is hole number 8, which looks very similar to hole number 1. There's number 9. Let's see what number 9 looks like. I think 9 had water. And it does. Just water on both sides. So then if we wanted to, well, I gotta select a club first. Let's hit this in the water, see what happens. Okay, you're gonna have to hit it harder than that to get it in the water. There we go. Bloop. Lateral hazard. So you can either take it there or you can just drop it again. And then this is how you play the game. So, reverse out of this. So that is the putting green, the driving range, and then practicing on the particular golf course. So, alright, hopefully that's all good. And then let's get started on this. Stop recording.